Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the Local Pundit. This is your Tactical Fortitude show. There are slides, there are rulers, there are lines going everywhere. Let's get this up and running. It is going to be an absolute banger. Hello, how are we, boys?
Fantastic, buddy. We're ready.
Yeah. Not only we did say I was going to have Aaron and Victor, we have got a special guest. Let's get him in here. Let's welcome Mark. How are you, Mark?
You all right?
Yeah, really, really good. So it's late in the evening for you, Mark. Where are you, and who do you support?
I'm in Southampton, mate, and I support Southampton. Had a season ticket down there for quite a long while now, and just ready for that season in the Championship.
Absolutely.
Super good. Okay, well, I know the boys are definitely. I know. If you look at Victor right now, his eyes are off to the side. He's still figuring out some slides. He's doing it all. He's going.
He's getting it all worked out. He's ready to go.
So, I mean, Aaron, look, why don't you get into it with Mark a bit? Because I know you're doing a bit of Southampton, so you can ask him some questions.
Yeah, sure. I did have, obviously, I think the biggest one for this season for you guys. What's your thoughts on Will Still, your new manager?
Do you know what? He's proven abroad, but it's this Championship. You don't know, right? Unless when the season gets started, our pre-season's been all over the place. I've had a look at it. It's supposed to be crosses into the boxes, and none of that's really happened. It's been sort of tale of two halves. Some games you're seeing it in the first half, second half you're not really seeing much, and it's scary, because it's that transition. Like I said, it's exactly the same for everyone else. So it's an unknown quantity until we get into those first couple of games, and this probably might even be a good time to catch us. So as same as anyone else, right? It's like Birmingham and Ipswich. But yeah, might be the time to catch us. Will Still, it's high pressing football. So you can be expecting that. They were used to it under Russell Martin, but they would only last probably about 45, 60 minutes. So it depends what he's been drilling into in pre-season, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's interesting with Will because it seems like the last few seasons he's been linked with a move to England. You know what I mean? Almost any championship job that's come up, it seems like he gets linked to it. I know last season it was Sunderland he was linked to real heavily. And then so it was interesting to see that you guys were the team that were finally able to bring him in. So yeah, I'm interested to see how he goes, see how he does this season. So I guess my next question is a lot of rumors going around about players possibly leaving you guys. Obviously you guys just came down from the Premier League, so you've got some players that are that level that might be looking for a move. Got anything on that? Anybody might be leaving?
Yeah, I think Ramsdale was the obvious one. England goalkeeper. He was going to be the first one out the door, right? He moved to Newcastle, and obviously we got the likes of Tyler Diblin and obviously Fernandez in the middle of the park. And like I said, they want. I don't know how much they want for him, but they're saying round about 50 million mark. At first it was 40 million for Tyler Diblin, and do you know what I mean? That's the sort of difference, from the Championship to the Premier League, and especially young players that they are. Fernandez is 21 and Tyler Diblin's 18, 19. So the difference in it is massive. When you're actually looking at it, though, like I said, they put a bid in the other day. It come to 43 million with add-ons, and they turned it away. And I was itching my head thinking, okay, and I thought they were going to accept it, But there's rumours. I watched the Southampton website today, and they had a thing there with the board and that. And they were asking them questions, and they were saying they said they don't want to release them unless they get the right money. So I don't know what the right money is, but it's over £50 million. But they're going to be there on Saturday. Fernandez, I can see he's going to be in the team probably. And in the middle of the field, we're packed with players. But Diblin, he's been training on his own, so I don't know about him. He might even be out the door before the weekend. So,
so probably no Dibbling then, but possibly Fernandez. You think?
Yeah. Like I said, Diblin's been training on his own, so I don't know if that's a thing where he's had a tantrum, or is that just a thing that they're doing as precaution, just leaving him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally understand that. Yeah, it's funny, you're talking 40, 50 million for players, and we just broke our transfer record this season or this summer at what was it, 4.5 for Lewis O'Brien we spent.
It sounds
So,
insane though, right?
yeah, it's a whole different. It's just a whole different thing. You know what I mean? You're just coming up in higher
Like you
divisions
said,
and how much money.
that jump
Yeah,
up from the Championship to the Premier League, it's unbelievable.
yeah,
Off the pitch and on the pitch, it's unbelievable.
yeah.
They could just accept 49 and throw me a mill. I'll be happy.
Yeah. I'll
So
take some.
how long have you been supporting Southampton, Mark?
Oh, since a nipper. I've had a season ticket the last 7 seasons, but just and as a whole, my whole life, but it's been ups and downs. My whole life, I've been one of the lucky ones. In the past, do you know what I mean? There's been some shit seasons, to put it frankly, yeah. And I've been lucky. I've had a good 7 seasons. But at the time, you got to enjoy it, And you should enjoy it whilst you're going on your journey, because I tell you what, it's been brilliant for you guys. But for me, I've had some sad times, especially last season. It was abysmal. And how us fans even managed to stay there, it was insane in itself. You're getting smashed every single week. We got 2 wins in a whole season, 2 wins, and you're turning up there, and you just wanted to turn up and just see the team play, So coming into this season, I think that it's gonna, like I said, it's transition. It depends if we pick up a win, and then those couple of wins turn into something, and then you go on a run. But that's going to be the main thing. I think is confidence for us. It's going to be confidence. But yeah, coming down there, last season was the worst season for me since we last got relegated from the Premier League. That season was abysmal. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, obviously, us three being newer Wrexham fans, we're spoiled. You know what I mean? We've been on a hell of a run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've been on a hell of a run. But yeah, I mean, obviously, there's fans of Wrexham that they've been through the shit too. So we totally
Everyone's
get it.
following that. Everyone's following that hype train, and it's brilliant though. The documentary, everything, everyone's following it, right?
Mhm.
And the journey they're on. Like I said, you just got to enjoy it, because when you make that step up, it's a rude awakening. You think the rude awakenings now. I think you'll be fine. I don't think the transition from the Championship from League One I don't think is as much as what people are saying. But that gap between the Championship and the Premier League, I think it was the last 15 teams that got promoted, only 1 stayed up.
Yeah, that's insane. Absolutely insane.
And when I look at that now, like last season, look at that, 2 wins, 6 draws, and 30 losses.
We had a 0-0 at home. We celebrated it like we won like the FA Cup, So,
oh my god.
that's how bad things were, Yeah, just it was soul destroying.
Yeah.
I want to quickly say hello to everybody in the chat. Great to see everybody in here. Quick shout out, because I did see the shows earlier. Happy birthday, Nick.
Happy birthday, Nick Donovan. Love
That
it, buddy.
is freaking awesome, buddy. Happy birthday to you. Look at this. Victor, you're getting some fans in here.
Yeah. Yeah, Victor brought Brazil with him.
Brazil, Anna, where are we? I did see another. Oh, look at this. We have Tiago.
Oh, friends from Wrexham Brazil community practicing their English here.
Awesome.
There you go,
awesome.
networking.
Heck yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Then of course we got this guy, blues fan, John.
Number two fan.
Yeah,
He's the EFL himself.
He's always been a number 2 in my eyes.
There you go. Oh shoot, we love John. We love giving John shit.
So Mark, where do you think you're going to finish this season?
Do you know what? When I look at the players of the squad, it's insane. There's depth, massive depth in the whole squad. So I think that if we're not finishing in those top 3, we'll still done.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. You just got to look at it. You're looking at up front, and you've got goals upon goals, right? You've got Adam Armstrong that every time he's been in the Championship bar last season, he scored 20 goals. Well, near on 20 goals, So and then you've got Cameron Archer. Ben Barrett Diaz, and we just signed Damien Downs. Just brought him in from Cologne, so he could have gone Bundesliga 1. And instead of going there, he's obviously took to us. But he scored a pre-season goal, come on, in pre-season. And the way he beat the last man, come in and just scored that goal. I know it's pre-season, right? But yeah, amazing. That was Espanyol, and he just literally ripped him apart within 2 seconds, and it was just rapid. It looked like Usain Bolt running up the wing, and then he just come in first time, hit the ball, bang, straight in the back of the net.
Nice.
But yeah, just the different in class. Like I said, the midfield stacked. Even the back line, like I said, the defense. The only place that I would say we're dodgy is probably the goal. Bazunu, when we was last time in the championship, there was questionable times in the goal. It was terrible. You would literally sometimes you'd have a shot outside the box, and 9 times out of 10, if you had a shot outside the box, it would go in bottom corner. You're itching your head thinking, "Come on, mate, you're supposed to be coming from the Man City academy." Yeah, it was bad. But just in general, yeah, top 3. It's got to be top 3.
Top 3. And John's going to put you on the spot there. He's going to say, where do you think we'll finish this season?
Where's he going to move? What? Who's that? Wrexham or Birmingham?
Wrexham, yeah, Wrexham.
Wrexham. Oh, do you know what? I think what it is, I think if you carry on signing the way you're signing, and it's not like you're not signing good names, you're signing good names at this level because the top half would want these players that you're signing, right? Lewis O'Brien, centre of the pitch, you'd want him, right? You'd want him in there. He's a work engine. Kiefer Moore. There's players that other people would want. As long as you'll carry on signing, I think that it's going to be mid-table, and you never know. You could get to sort of maybe Christmas, push a run together, and you could get into those playoffs. You never know. I don't think the gap between the League One and the Championship of the Premier League is just totally different. I think that as long as you carry on investing with a couple more players, I think that you'll be there or thereabouts around those playoffs.
Yeah.
That's what I honestly think, because I just don't think there's no money there. I think how much do you get in the EFL for each season? £7 to £10 million. How much have you spent already?
Yeah, we've spent 12 as of right now. Of course, if the deal for Broadhead ends up going through, that's another 7.5. So
that's another one. Broadhead. You take him in the Championship at Ipswich. He was brilliant in the Championship.
Yeah.
Smith from Reading. Is it Smith from Reading?
Yep, we got him last January. Yep.
He basically got us up from January through.
Yeah, he did. He was.
And he was quite solid. He was quite solid at the back last season, right?
Yeah, we're real solid at the back. I think we've got 2 that are probably good. I think we signed Connor Cody, which his
I
age.
think it's more experience, right, with Connor Cody.
Yeah, and that's what we want with him. I think we're gonna put him in the middle of the back 3. You know what I mean? Because we play back 3. We got 2 young guys playing in our back 3. As the wide center backs, and I think they're both really good. I think they can make the step up to the championship. It's just that middle spot we needed to figure out. I think that's what the Connor
Phil
Cody
Parkinson's done amazing. He's done an amazing job, right, at that transitioning and bringing the right players in at the right time. I know he hasn't done it at the Championship, but has he ever had the funds to do it?
See, that's been our argument. He's never really been in a good spot when he's been in the Championship. So,
and he ain't failed you now. I think if it was like I said, if it was like the Premier League, that's totally questionable. But you'll see it this season. You might have to part ways with him, but he's answered every question so far. So do you know what I mean? Just stick in there. I say with the signings that you're making, I think as long as you're not going on a bad run, like you said, have you ever gone on a bad run in this time since being taken over? Really?
I think the most we had. I think our worst run was like three losses in a row since. In the last 3 years, 4 years. So yeah, we haven't really been on a bad run, to be fair.
So it's how you deal with those bad runs, right? If there was 3 or 4 bad runs, how would it actually go?
Yeah. So Elizabeth and John are into me here. Ken, I think John wanted Mark to hear where I had predicted Southampton to finish the league, and John saying, Elizabeth got it. Well, I am a little bit of the optimist in this season, and I've been uber the optimist typically. This season, I have us at 7th, not making the playoffs, and I think that'll be a fantastic season.
Yeah. But there was one more question I had for you. Just a player that I was watching you guys, a young guy that I was really impressed with, Jay Robinson. What do you guys think about him?
He's the next Tyler Dibley. and he could be better. I think the ceiling could be higher.
Oh, he looks so good.
Okay.
I watched the Brighton game, and he looked fantastic, I thought.
I think, like I said, there's players in there that look. Don't get me wrong. If they get comfortable and they gel together straight away, that like I said, they should be aiming for top three. They could rip, like I said, the forwards. That we could rip teams apart. But it's like I said, it's all down to Will Still. Like I said,
Yeah.
coming off the back of the season we had last season, it's all coming off of him. But he can work with young players. So hopefully, Jay Robinson, he's getting pulled through. We got another one called Cisse that's just coming through.
Yeah.
Defensive midfielder. Exactly the same. We're playing Brighton. Okay, it's only a pre-season, but he's taken on Premier League players and he's like ripping through them himself at the age of 18. So yeah, there's players there. There's abundance, but like I said, you might catch us at the right time because we're going through transition ourselves. Yeah, 100%. You might have caught us at the right time. It goes one or two ways. Where it either goes a 1-1 draw for me, or it could be just totally one-sided.
Yeah, I'm not so convinced I'm worried because we have brought so many guys in, how they're gonna play to mesh together. Obviously we just got Cody in last week, and then Big Kiefer just came in. Yes, it was yesterday, wasn't it? He was officially. So I doubt he starts this weekend. Maybe he'll come in later, but with Josh, I think probably up front we go Josh Windass and Hardy. That's my guess. But
Boys,
and they both play. They're both good championship players.
I'm getting ripped here in the comments. I'm avoiding the question, guys. I tipped Southampton to finish third.
Yeah,
that's what you want.
Was that what it was? Was it third? I was expecting you to do 8th or something crazy.
No.
Honestly, I don't think any of us had him way off. Where'd Josh have him? I don't remember.
I think there's other teams. I think there's other teams in the league that will finish up there. People are writing off like Hull, but Hull have been doing good in pre-season, and then there's teams like Leicester. Leicester still got a Premier League squad. There's going to be other teams up there this season. It's going to be hard to get amongst that pack. But with Wrexham, Birmingham spending that money, there's going to be you know who's going to be up there.
Mm-hmm.
I think John's just trying to deflect because I have said they are the champions elect this season with all the money they've spent. If they don't finish first, their season is a failure.
I was thinking, has Ken got a blue shirt on underneath that yellow shirt?
He does. That's why we call John the second biggest Birmingham fan on the podcast, because Ken's the first.
Yeah, they're really. I'm just setting him up for failure, Mark. Setting him up for failure. But let's get quickly. Steve Barton, our number one supporter of the channel, $10 super chat. Thanks very much, Steve. And this is my Brazil kit, Victor. The Wrexham Brazil kit.
Yeah, the Wrexham Brazil kit. There you go.
Yeah. So, look, I mean, it's 32,000 seat stadium, Mark. It's gonna be packed out this opening weekend.
Yeah, it'll be packed out. I can't wait to get down there. Opening game of the season. A couple of beers before the game. It's good weather down there. Sun's out on the weekend. So yeah, always sunny on the south coast. So yeah, it should be decent. I just can't wait to get down there, see the atmosphere, right? The cameras will be down there. You'll have a packed out away end. I don't know what the following's like, but I can imagine it's quite good, right? With all that momentum coming.
Oh yeah.
We always sell out our away quota.
Yeah, I can't wait for it, to be fair. That first game, and I'll tell you what, the way they set it up, those teams that come up, it's unbelievable, right? The EFL, that's one dodgy one in itself. Ipswich, Birmingham, Southampton,
Wrexham.
You couldn't write it if you tried, could you?
Yeah, I know. It's funny because we were just having that call. I can't remember if it was during the show or after last night with John. Talking about that, like they set it up and they try to act like, just tell us you're setting it up. Who cares? We know it's not random. It's not.
Why not just own up to it and say,
yeah,
we're going to give you the games you want to see to start the season.
Yep. I see the fixtures a day before, and I see some of the games a day before on Twitter, and I was like, no, that can't be real. There's no way we've got Wrexham on the first day. Next day we've got Wrexham. I was like, oh, okay. So it's happened the last 2 years running. They've been releasing them early. So But yeah, very dodgy, very dodgy.
For sure.
But
I was going to say, Mark, I mean, what else have you got for us? Is there anything else you want to cover off? Because I know you do have a very important appointment tomorrow.
Yes, I've got an important appointment. But my last thing is, I think that Wrexham will be fine this season. And if you're not in the playoffs, it's just submitting yourself in that championship, right?
Yeah.
And consolidating.
That's
so.
Yeah. I've got to say,
That's what
I think we'll wind up 8th. That's what I'm shooting for. So.
Yeah, exactly that. And it's not a wasted season then, right?
No, absolutely.
And then you'll build upon it. But anyway, guys, I'll have to let you go. But I'm looking forward to Saturday. My prediction is 1-1.
All right, sounds good.
We'll take that.
Yeah, I'd absolutely take it.
I would be more confident, but because of last season, I think it might be a hangover from last season. And I think you might be catching us at the right time.
Okay. Well, there you go. You heard it here. 1-1 from the Southampton fan. And look, Mark, been an absolute pleasure to have you on. We'll definitely get you back.
I'll see you then.
Best of luck tomorrow, and hope your prediction is correct.
I'll see you later. Good night.
Right.
I'll see you. All right.
See you guys.
See you, man.
Bye-bye.
Wow. How cool was that?
Hey, that was a good one.
Yeah.
That was good.
That's cool.
It's good to get him on.
Yeah. I mean, and well, guys, if you thought that was good, we're 21 minutes in. I tell you what, strap yourselves in, because now Victor and Aaron are going to just break it all down for us. Let us show what's happening. Esteban, Mark's prediction was 1-1. We're going to get straight into Wrexham. Victor, it is over to you. What have you got for us today?
Yeah. Ken and Aaron, what do you think about we mix things? Aaron can talk about Southampton because we just heard about it. Then I can be linking.
Yeah, I can if you want to.
There we go. Yeah. Victor's first point of business is you do it, Aaron.
You do it, Aaron. Get out of here. Put the pressure on me. All right. That's all right. I'm ready. I've got notes. I've got slides. I've got everything.
That's like a Brazilian to just play off the top of their head. we can just do anything. That's why I love watching Brazil play football just quietly. They just have so much flair.
Yeah. Right on. No,
let's go to the light battle.
Yeah. All right. Well, I will I'm going to start off. So I watched the game they had against Brighton this past Saturday. So it ended up a 2-2 draw. Really was, like he was saying, it really was a game of two halves. So Brighton really dominated early. Looked by far the better team. Southampton really set back and were taking it. You know what I mean? Just set back kind of in a low block and took it. Really wasn't the high pressing football that they talk about with Will Still. So that was a little surprised. But then that all changed in the second half. Brighton made a couple changes, and then Will Still made a couple changes to Southampton, and they totally flipped the game on its head and turned it around. So I'm going to show some slides and just kind of give you an idea of what's going on. Obviously, this is our opponent for the week.
And as he's about to start that, Steve Barton's just gifted another 5 memberships. Guys, if you're not a member, get ready, because the members only shows this year are going to be fantastic. So thanks very much, Steve. And if anybody that gets one, make sure to thank him. Back to you, Aaron.
All right. So this was their starting lineup. I might have that back. Archer may have been in the middle. I'm not positive. I think he was off the right. It might have been Armstrong in the middle. They were, to be honest, in attack they were pretty fluid. In defense they were fairly compact. So it was a 4-3-3. It looked like to me starting off with Charles as a holding midfielder, and then Fraser and Cisse in front of him as the 8 roles, kind of like we do. And then obviously, I'm sorry for this pick, is the worst one. I couldn't get a good picture of them in defense, but this is the best I could do. So obviously, you get your 3 forward players there, 3 midfielders there, 4 back line, 4-3-3. That's kind of what they look like in the first half. And they really did sit deep a lot of the first half. There was a lot of this. Unfortunately, I bought the game to watch it, and I was hoping I'd get a replay so I could go back and take some slides out of the replay. And unfortunately, they didn't have a replay, even though I bought it. So I had to get the slides off of the highlights, and so that's the best we can do. I hope you don't hear my dog. He's being loud.
I can't believe he's already thrown up excuses, Victor, for the quality of what he's going to show us.
Well, it's tough. So this is what I saw. So this is a little different than what we see a lot. So as you can see, Southampton, they're the team in the dark jerseys. They're in defense right now, but if you look, it's not like where we play a low back line and it's more zonal marking. It's not really man to man. These guys, they were locking down players. They were manning up, and it was so you didn't have a true back line. You didn't have a true like we would usually do. You had a lot of this.
Basketball. Think of it like basketball, Aaron, when they go man to man.
It's exactly what they did. And it was interesting because I think it was to their detriment. And this sequence was the perfect example for that. What happened was this guy gets the ball out wide, and then he kind of slips in here between these two center backs. He thinks he's got him. I don't know what he's thinking. I guess he thought he had enough time to close down and just didn't get there. He's just being slow, kind of lost. I'm not real sure. But the pass does come in here. So he's got the ball now. Now he's starting to close him down. That's the other center back who overran him. And now you've got this guy making a great run right at the goal. They do have a player, their left back over here to try to close him down. But as you see, he kind of overruns it. They actually get tangled up. This does result in a goal, but it is called off because they called him. Obviously, the official's right here. He calls him for a foul there, which was, it was a decision. I don't think it was the right one, but it was a decision. But obviously, this guy lays the ball back. He ran onto the ball. There's another angle of it. He runs in, hits it right here. Obviously, we can't show video, guys, so I took slides the best I could. Took some stuff. But that was how they broke them down on that play. It was a goal. It ended in a goal, but then that goal was called off because they called a foul on the offensive player here.
And Steve Barton there, another $5 blurrier than last night. But anyway, keep going, Aaron.
I think he was seeing pretty blurry last night. He spent some money. He spent some money in the chat last night. So there we go. Here's another one. Now this will be a something that I saw where we can hit them on the counter. What happened is they were in attack. If you look, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players in the attacking third. Okay. That only leaves them 3 players, including the goalkeeper back here in defense. That leaves them open to the counter. And that's exactly what happens here. The ball was actually turned over right here. This player was able to pass it back to the center back, and then he obviously sees his wide player has got a good run. He boots the ball forward. He runs onto it. And then it's just a good counter. He gets wide. They do start to get players back, but he passes it into the middle. Then because everybody's trying to close down, they're trying to close down this guy, trying to close down the ball. There's nobody left out wide. Ball goes out wide. He runs in at the player. He scores from right there. So he that's him just about to take his shot. So he takes his shot right there. Beautiful goal. Curls it right in the net. Is a really good work goal. It was just a good counterattacking goal. And that is how I think if we're going to get at them, that's how we're going to do it. We're going to have to hit them on the counter. Exactly. To me, we need to hit them on the counter. And that's why for the people that saw the lineup that I put out, I put Hardy and Windass up front because I think of the forwards we have, they've probably got Windass for sure, and Hardy's got decent pace. But I think those two can get, on the counter, and that's another reason why I think we should start Kakache over McLean, because that's a player in the wide areas that can be speedy, and and we can get him the ball out wide, and you can see the problems that causes. Now here's another one. Ball got turned over, I think right here, and it played back, and then he just hits a long ball, and as you'll see, I mean this is Parky ball. Striker on the shoulder, ball came up, he hit it from back there, the ball lands here, he runs onto it, runs right at him. Now I took a bunch of clips of this. It's kind of somehow they managed not to score from this, which was an absolute joke. He runs in, instead of taking the shot, he tries to lay it back because he sees his player coming. This guy falls over the ball. The ball rolls back all the way through. The keeper ends up with the ball. So, but again, it was a counter. It was a long ball counter where they just kicked the ball up the pitch, got behind the defense. Because they commit so many players forward, they are open at the back, like at least in this, from what in this game they were.
Yep.
So those are the most of the first half, mostly first half slides that I had. There's a little bit more, I think, in this next one. But this is where the game starts to change. So I'm going to take this off and slide into here. And
here
so
they are, boys, slides after slides. If you're they're watching now, you're getting it all.
So they changed it a little. They changed things a little bit. They went to it was a 3 at the back at times, and then it kind of morphed. So it would morph from like a 3-5-2 to sometimes a 4-2-3-1. This player would play further forward, and it was very what we'll see with Will still is it will be very fluid. So it won't always be the same.
Are you using a cursor? Because when you say this player, I'm not seeing.
I'm sorry. You're probably not seeing my cursor, are you? Gosh, sorry, guys. That's my bad.
Make sure you mention who you're talking about.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at it on my screen. What a dummy. Yeah. So anyway, ball obviously is at the number 3 player there. But what I was doing here is I just wanted to show you how many players they had back. Obviously, I think he went to a 3 at the back because they were getting hit so bad on the counter. I think that's why he made that change, get an extra player further back. But then they kind of became more attacking though. So this next slide, you'll see there's 6 players on the front line, basically on the front line with the ball, and going forward.
Look at that.
Yeah. I mean, they're all going, they basically decided, okay, we're going for it. We're down 2-0. We're going for it. And that's what they did. You can see there, there's a deeper midfielder there towards the, center circle, but and this guy down here in the right-hand corner is the wide center back, but they do start throwing people forward. And like I said, a little different, obviously not as many, because I showed you earlier, there were 8 in attack. Now they've chilled it out a little bit, dropping 1 extra back so to not get hit on the counter.
Just quickly, Victor, just remember when you're doing the Wrexham review here, the centre backs are going to be shaking in their boots if they're watching this come at them.
We're going to have to be ready, yeah, for sure, because they will be coming. They will absolutely be coming at us. Now this is the player on the ball right now at the number 3 spot there. That is Jay Robinson. That was the young player that I mentioned to him. I think he's 17 or 18. I need to double check. He's a young player though, but he is unbelievable. And this turned out really good. Now what you'll see here, one of their players, this is the next slide in this screen. Steve Barton.
Steve Barton.
Sorry. Super chat reminds me of John Madden. Yeah. Boom. There we go. There's a little John Madden for those. If you know, you know. If you know, you know John Madden. He's fantastic. But yeah, So anyway, so that's Jay Robinson still on the ball. As you can see, the other forward kind of crosses in front of him, and you see how I put the yellow arrows there. Those defenders are focused on the guy that made the run, and that opens up some space for Robinson to run in towards the middle of the pitch, and then he was able to score from there. So he ran in and got a goal. It was a really sweet goal. It actually there was a slight deflection off that deepest center back when he hit it, but it was a great goal. It was beautiful. But again, that's another for them this time. It was more of a counterattack. Just throwing players forward though. It was they got pretty aggressive. And then I just wanted to show you some of the work rate on these guys. So the right back that was in got injured. I don't know if it was probably should have asked Mark about that. Not sure if it was a serious injury, but they brought this guy named Yuki Sugawara in. And I'll tell you what, he looked really good.
Say that 3 times.
Yeah, Yuki Sugawara. He looked fantastic. So I circled him here. Now this doesn't end up in a goal, but it was just fantastic work from him, and it just shows how they will attack aggressively when they get on the ball. So they get the ball back. They turn the ball over right here. They're able to get it away from Brighton. So this next slide, the ball is right there in the middle. If you see the player basically in the middle of the pitch, I think it's number 26. I can't tell.
Yep.
But he's on the ball,
there, right
and on the halfway, and he's getting ready to pass the ball out wide to the player that's top. The player in the dark blue that's in the top left there.
That you've circled, or the player up
No,
front?
not the player that I've circled. That's still Sugawara. It's circled. I just wanted to point him out because you see how deep he is.
So he's passing wide through those two defenders.
Yes. Yeah, he basically puts it over their head out wide for that for the guy that's to the top there and to the left to run out on. So he does that. He gets the ball. Now he's on the ball. So now this is where Sugawara is. He made that run all the way from back there deep. Now this is where he is now. Now he's gonna run onto the ball. He's gonna get a pass into him. Dangerous
How quick
pass.
is this Sugawara?
He's good. I'm telling you, and he flies. So he gets the ball, puts a great cross in, but as you can see, Brighton did get players back. So they had enough players back. They were able to defend it, and they were able to knock it out of there. But he flew. Just seeing him do it, you could see it just watching. I was like, oh my gosh, he's going to get there. He's going to get there. You just see him making that run. And it's like, oh my God. And it was just amazing. And so I thought it was really awesome. I just wanted to point that out because I think he's a dangerous player. I would not be surprised if he starts because he looked great. To me, I thought he was a much better player when he came in, and he was kind of playing. Basically, they stayed in the 4, and then when that right back got hurt, I think that's when they switched to the 3 at the back and went to wing backs. So Sugawara was playing more of a wing back, what we would consider wing back. So it'd be the Longman position for us, that right-sided wing back. But yeah, it was a fantastic run. He got in there, put a dangerous cross in. Of course, Brighton was able to defend it. I didn't put the other goal on because it was from a set piece and there was a penalty. So so the goal came from a penalty. There was just a penalty on set piece. So there wasn't much to see there. So that was basically all there was. Like I said, unfortunately, I would have had more. Unfortunately, I couldn't do the replay like I wanted to get the screen grabs from it. But that was my breakdown of them. I think the big key is long balls over the top can work, and we know that Parkinson loves to do that. And so, I absolutely think we'll see Josh Windaston, probably Hardy, making those big runs, and then hopefully our wide players Longman and Kakache, making big runs
and O'Brien.
And O'Brien, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, and the nice thing about O'Brien, he's got a great long ball on him. He's got a great passing. His long balls are very accurate. So he can be a player. If he can wins the ball back, in midfield somewhere around there, and then just, he can get the ball up to somebody. It'll be great.
Well, here you go, Aaron. Patrick Oden's asking, and I know you don't think Mac will start. He's saying, and he's talking about Sugawara there. Can Macca cover him? Will Macca even be covering him?
This would be the type of player that would give Macca fits, I think. I love James McLean. He's fantastic. He's a step slower now.
Kikache might be a better option on him.
I think Kikache is going to be the better option. And then obviously you're going to want help from Brunt too, probably, to close him down. So it's going to be a job. They've got great attacking players. And that was the thing. They didn't even play, like the Fernandez kid. He didn't play in this game, so I didn't get to see him play, which he's one of their big money players that could be leaving. But if he's going to play, Mark said he thought he may play. If he plays this weekend, that's another dangerous player inside, in the midfield that, could cause us trouble. They're definitely going to be a dangerous attacking team. But my take on Will still is he does like to play a high press, and they played a pretty good press. Unfortunately, there just wasn't enough highlights that showed them pressing. Their pressing in the second half was really good. But the first half, they just sat back and kind of let the game come to them, kind of like what we've seen Parkey do. So I don't know if that's a trait of him, if he just likes to play that way and wants to see how the game develops before he makes changes and adapts to the game. I'm not real sure.
Is the fact that they played Brighton, who's a
and then absolutely, and that could absolutely be part of it. Obviously, they may not respect us as much as they did Brighton. And so
I was going to use that same word, respect, but I don't think respect's not quite the right word. They might be more confident playing us than playing.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I totally agree with that. So it's Victor was lettuce. You've got a Ken. Ken, you've got competition here.
Victor, lettuce of the podcast, definitely. Look, I don't know how I've ever won lettuce. I got a nice tidy haircut.
I think because me and Josh always wear hats. So
that's cool. But now I've definitely been overtaken. And Steve Button, another chat. Really appreciating all you do to support the channel, Steve, and everybody else out there. And even if it's just as simple as liking and subscribing. And then if you want to become a member, please feel free to do that to help us out. Yes. Okay. So is there anything else you want to touch on here before we maybe get the opposing view, Aaron?
That was my main bit. Like I said, I think they are open to the counterattack because they do throw so many players forward. And I think if we get anything out of this game, that'll be how we'll do it. At least that's my prediction.
Once Victor gives us his insights, you might have some tidbits to add on Southampton in the dynamic, I guess, of the two matches. So why don't we bounce over to Victor now, and we'll bring in, the bomber from Brazil to give us our expert opinion on the team we all love, and who've gone back to back to back. And if Victor has his way, it'll be back to back to back to back. Let's see how we go. What do you got for us, Victor?
Okay. I want to get a little overall. Where's Aaron?
He'll be back. He's just busy.
Okay.
He thinks he's done that good a job. He's just gone. He's jumped out.
Okay.
He's doing some more technical stuff in the background, guys. So he hasn't gone anywhere.
Okay. Let me share some pics. But I want to talk quickly about how we behaved in this match. Actually, let me put another screen sharing here. Okay, this one. Can you put it online?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Do you want that one?
Yeah. Okay, thanks. I want to, as I said, let me give a short overall. We played against Groningen, but I analyzed kind of the 4 matches together using this Groningen match as an example. Why? Because we had our new signs playing. Mm-hmm. So we have this tactical distribution, the players when we had the ball, they position this way. So I want to start talking about this big, not so big, but this change that we have when we have the ball in our offensive in offensive situation. We talked about this before in another show, so I'll be short. Basically, we were playing like this last season, and then this guy was J Rod, and he kind of did this movement trying to get the ball to win a header, but the players were too spread. We don't have too much good solutions out of pressure when we were being pressing high, being pressed high. We had this kind of situation, so we couldn't get out of this pressure. And we were just trying to play to build from the sides, but it was easy to block the lane, because when you were marking Dobbs here, you're also marking Barnett here, because this ball won't be Clear won't be able to play this ball here, for example. Then we did this little change.
So in that role last year, Victor, I guess what people could know is that defenders can also use the sideline to their advantage to isolate a player, like if he's got the ball out wide. So a defender against our player, if he's got the ball out wide, they can use the sideline to help isolate our player.
Yeah.
Pinning him. But yeah, so you keep going there. Sorry.
Yeah. But good point. And we have no good options to play inside, to play from inside, to try a 1-2 or a third man situation. Now we kind of did that. We have Matty James in this match. Let me show a picture. Oh, I can change the. Okay, I will show the screenshots after having this chat. And then we use a lot of third man situation to get out of this high pressure, some 1-2s. So when we even used Okonkwo in build up, and that's scary because he did well. He's not so good playing on his feet. But okay, I had this kind of situation a lot of times with these players being an option for a short pass, and then having these quick passes and helping clear the passing lanes to find some way, some solutions out of this pressure to build up quickly. We were building up from defense, but trying to be quick, so we can get their defenders more advanced. Probably when Windes or Barnett, they were doing all this combined movements. We had this all the time. Like we are here, and then Dobson comes here, Matty James reads the situation, step up here or here, and then O'Brien comes, and then Windes is here. Barnett is attacking the space. Sometimes we had Barnett dropping deep, and then Windes here, Hardy here, O'Brien attacking the space. I have some screenshots. Okay, I didn't get it from for today, but we can see O'Brien here. Sometimes more advanced than Hardy when we can break this first line of pressure. So we have all these combined movements working well. Like sometimes Windes dropping here, and then O'Brien getting higher. Always Kakachi and Barnett in this situation, but probably will be Longman for the next match. This men, this plays in front, they were always lurking around, trying to put the defenders on doubt. So they to create this second where they don't know who will follow who, and then we can explore this spaces. We can find a passing lane. So it worked really well, both on short passes with this 1-2s and stuff, but it worked well also in long passes. We have some good situations where you have this Barnett dropping here, then Windows is here, and then the pressure is here around. Clearth can find this pass, and Windows, boom, is free to advance. We had this happen with O'Brien also on the other side. Sometimes we had the players uh, here with the pressure around them, and then O'Brien was here. He comes back, Kakashi advances. The players in this zone, they don't know who they will follow. Then O'Brien's is available to receive without pressure. So we have these good situations to find solutions out of these high pressures. And as Aaron said probably they will press very high. That's it.
Yeah.
Aaron?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be surprised if they don't press us pretty high right off the bat, right off the get go. Yeah.
Steve Barton, just quickly, again, another 5 memberships, guys. Get your memberships. And, thanks, Steve, if you get one, please. Thanks very much, Steve. We really appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely.
Nice. Thanks. Well, and let me show now some screenshots.
Yeah, this is really good. I mean, look, and with Victor there showing the way the team moves and how the possibilities of passing lanes and things like that. This is the sort of stuff. If anyone has questions, throw them in the chat, and we'll cover them if they're relevant at the time.
Yeah. This screenshot is from the previous match. So where we tried more this design in the middle, this box midfield with O'Connor, James, Lee, and Ashfield, and this guy here was Hardy. Yeah, it was Hardy.
This is the preseason match in Wellington, guys. Just in case you were wondering. Yep.
Yeah, I think it was Hardy. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we had Maka here, and Longman here. He is not on the screen, but he is very advanced. In this situation, we had the same here, a little blurry.
I'll be back in a second.
Yeah,
Okay.
Go ahead, bud.
But the same situation with these guys, Windass and O'Brien, dropping deep to be free. We can see that both of them are free in this play, and the play evolved. We could break the pressure line. We could get into the final third, and we could finish what we created. A lot of times it happened, and then we use a lot of this combined movements. In this situation, you can see that now the guy who's free is O'Brien, so he's available for a third man situation. O'Connor here can pass to Windass. This guy's Windass. We have here Dobson, James, Windass, and O'Brien. You guys can see my mouse, right?
Yeah. We see it.
Nice. And then the ball can come here, and then O'Brien can receive, or as O'Connor is left-footed, he can try to dribble this guy and pass to him. So we have a lot of situations where this combined movement of this middle four worked well. Here's another situation. Here it was a third man situation where O'Brien received, pass back to O'Connor, and then he tried a long pass to Kakashi, running with an advantage compared to his marker. So well, this worked well. We could get out of press, high pressure like this. We could also not only in high pressure. We used those combinations well in the middle third and in the last third also. I don't have the screenshots, but we could finish. We had good situations of finishing with Windass and O'Brien always lurking around, changing sides, and with our wingers going forward. But it demands practice, time, team bonding. They need to know each other. The players that were before this new dynamics, they need to get used to it. So like in here, Windows received the ball. He had all this free space here in the middle, but he didn't. He didn't feel comfortable to do this pass, not even to Matt James here who's running. So he's just hold the ball, waited for the defenders to set up, and then pass it before a security pass. Sorry. In this situation, we have Dobson here, and then Clearworth. Again, we could, with short passes, short combinations, we could get out of the first pressure, broke this first line, had the opportunity to break, and then Dobson couldn't see Clearworth advancing here. He didn't even notice, so he passed it back to O'Connor here, and the play didn't evolve. Another situation here. Dobson received it on the right, drove the ball to the middle. Then James advanced to clear this path for him, but he didn't pass to O'Brien. He didn't feel confident or comfortable to do that, or don't even. I couldn't notice if he saw. Yeah. Actually, he saw, but he decided not to pass. And then he passed back. O'Connor had to just clear the ball because the pressure was high on him. Yeah. Another situation here, Matty James, he receives with all this space. Look what he does. He just turns around and pass back. So we could find the space, but the players are not very used to it.
Yeah. So basically, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Getting used to playing together where we start seeing those spaces better and attacking those spaces. That's the one thing I do want to throw in there. It does, with the formation change, it does seem like we give ourselves more options of passing, more safer options of passing. We don't have to just hoof it down the pitch. We can pass it, shorter passes, safe passes to players that aren't, to our midfield, basically, with when we're running that double pivot and you've got two players sitting on top of the back line like that, it just opens things up a little bit.
Yeah. And well, that's it. In this situation, Matty James, he had the opportunity. In this screenshot, doesn't look like a big advantage, but when we see the play, Kakashi had the advantage and he had Hardy here supporting him, so this ball could be in the zone. We could get good advantage. Okay, another situation we have here, as I said, Windows dropping. Actually, this I have some better pictures to show. Let me.
You get that picture? Steve Button's at it again. Happy birthday, Nikki D. $20. Go buy yourself a nice coffee and a piece of cake now, Nikki D. Well, actually, you won't get the money. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But no, this is thanks very much, Steve. It is not lost on us how much you support the channel. Back to you, Victor.
Okay. Can you see the screen?
It disappeared on me. I was getting ready to pull it up for you, and it popped away and left.
Okay, so let me do it better.
So I mean, look, guys, this is when I had to duck out there for a sec. Have we got many questions from people in the chat? I know Mary. I did cover Mary. We'll get to that at the end for you about Kakache. But in terms of, I guess, questions around tactics, I guess is what I'm talking about here. Yeah.
Yeah, not as much. Mostly giving each other crap.
Well, let's, Victor, keep going. Get into it. I'm loving this. This is great.
Okay. So we saw the situation that this guy is moving around, Windows dropping, because when we have Windows and O'Brien, we have O'Brien who can play as an 8 and also can play as a 10, and we have Windows that can play as a 10, but he also can drop deep to build up. And both of them can play in both sides. They can attack the opposite box. So we saw here in the situation, Windows, he came here, no one followed him. He was free to build up, and then we can see O'Brien going forward.
Yeah.
Let me. Oh, I can go to.
Just going to say this. I don't know who this guy is. New. Welcome to the channel. This is the new improved version of the local pundit.
This is the best damn podcast of your life. That's what this is. Shoot up. Sorry, but there you go.
Okay, thanks.
Yep, no problem.
Another situation, another example of the same situation. We have all these combined movements. Again, Windass dropping, O'Brien and Hardy attacking. Kakachi was here. Then Barnett was on the right wing. So he could find the solution both in the build up from defense, getting out of the high pressure, and in the middle third and in the last third.
Well, in this example too, Victor, what you can notice here with Windass dropping back, he's drawing that defender behind him towards him, which is creating space behind that defender, which is where O'Brien's running into.
Yeah.
And I think this is something that we're going to see a lot of now. We haven't seen a lot of this before. I think it's because we're getting players with a higher football IQ.
Yep,
they're playing at a higher level. They're thinking a step ahead. Nothing against the guys that we've had. It's just they've come from lower divisions. Most of them. You know what I mean? Not all of them. Obviously, like Matty James last season, he had that IQ. He had that higher IQ. As Stephen Fletcher, perfect example. He definitely had that higher IQ. It's just he was an older player. You know what I mean? And that's
and to that point, to the football novice watching, they would go, "Why is Windass running away from goal? Like, why is he running away from goal when he's meant to be scoring for us?" What he's actually doing is creating the space for O'Brien to score.
Yeah, exactly.
Or even Hardy.
Yeah,
he creates this space. Sorry. I didn't hear you talking. Sorry.
No, you're good.
He's creating the space to break the first line of pressure, then start the build up in the last third, and then step in the box to score. Sometimes he also did that.
Yeah.
So we have this.
You look at the three defenders. The defender that's chasing Windass, the other two defenders are basically sitting on the outside, so closer towards us as we look at it on the screen, which creates all that space on the left of the pitch for us to attack.
Yeah, and when Aaron said that our opponent Southampton, they're marking man to man, so we can set some traps for them with this kind of situation, but we need to have the ball to do that. You can't build up if you don't have the ball. That's a very important thing to remember. So let's talk.
We do have a couple questions real quick. I want to pull up. So Mary asked, I did wonder for the panel, are we more likely to press the entire game? We probably won't press, especially this game. We will defensively. So when we're talking about a press, I guess maybe we should explain that a little bit for those that may not know. A press is when you are on defense, but you are pushing up the field and you're trying to block them off from being able to make passes forward. We're trying to stick them in their own end of the field and not let them progress the ball forward, and hopefully creating a turnover in their end, and then we can try to get a goal off of it. That is the point of a high press. Generally, Phil doesn't like to play that way. He likes to play a little further back and absorb some of the pressure. That's just his playing style. We have done it. There were a couple games last season in League One where we did do a little bit of pressure when we felt like we were playing teams that it would do us. We had an advantage when we did that. I think we did it against Peterborough. I think that was one of the first ones we ever did it, because we were all kind of like, oh wow, but we were pushing them high. But if you remember, the week before they'd given up a goal in their back, because their back line gave the ball away. Basically gave a goal away because just poor passing in their back, in the back line. So he felt like if we press them, we can create something. Probably won't get that against Southampton because they are going to be such a high level of a team. But there may be games this season where we may press, but probably not this game. You got to take on that, Victor.
Yeah, and it's exactly about this, about how we were defending, how we were pressing. Can you put in the screen? This
Yep,
number?
sure can. Sure can.
It's not now. It's the CapCut screen,
Oh.
but it's easier to handle. So here we were defending most of the match in this middle block, middle to high block, trying to block the passing lanes from from inside, and our pressing trigger usually was a pass to the sorry a pass to a midfielder who was dropping to receive the ball. Then all the players try to suffocate and win the ball back, and we did. We could find a lot of good situations when marking defending this way, or when the ball came to the side. We also try to close, so this guy come here, this guy comes here, trying to both press this passing lane and this one, and we try to win the ball, and we did in some situations, as we can see here. So I think that's kind of way to score goals in this championship. Don't know if against Southampton. Why? Because we have a lot of problems here doing this, like letting the defenders too comfortable to build up. Sometimes not combining well this pressure, so a lot of free space in the middle, or even with the space to the defenders advance. The idea was not to sit too low in this situation. The players just got confused. We can see here that Windows is kind of trying to communicate with the other teammates. O'Brien was acting like this, so it's kind of risky. How we defended well, better than this, when when they broke the line, this first line of pressures, we could defend well. We ran back, and then we could protect our box, protect our goal, and then the pressure was very high. When we were sitting on low block, everyone is no one can be comfortable. Only if the defending is messed up, if they can make our defenders confused. But when we are organized, we can do this high pressure on mid to low block, and then we had very good situations of counter attacking. Okay, these were other examples where the pressure didn't work. Sometimes the players were late. Sometimes we had, like in this situation, Hardy couldn't follow the defender here, and then the ball, they broke the line. But when we defended well, we could get a lot of in this situation. For example, we stole possession, we recovered possession, then we had a pass to Kakachi here. O'Brien just ran forward and could receive in a good situation. We have another one with Windes here on the right side, on the right hand side here. So I think that's the way. It's deciding how we will take the risks. If we will sit a little lower and try to counter attack, if we will try to build up from defense, and then the pressure will be high, and we need to combine well these movements to build up quickly, or if we'll try to press them high and try to win the ball in our attacking field. So yeah, Parkinson have decisions to make.
Yep.
It will be a tough game.
And yeah, morning, not PC on PC. Reliable Express is saying, yes, we don't pressure enough. Patrick Oden, I would like to see Hardy chase more, to be honest. My opinion, I sort of think, well, I've actually done a lineup for this weekend, but I think that Hardy doesn't, I don't want him doing that role. I want him to save his legs for attack. And Steve Barton, again, Victor for president. Bang, we've got a new, I think we've basically been outshone, Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's what I knew he would. So that's why we saved the best for last. I went first. So Victor, come on and show us all up.
Yeah.
I do have another question. We did have another question in the chat I wanted to get to.
Sorry, I'll just get rid of that and you go.
You're good. All right, there we go. So Elizabeth Jones asked, Victor's saying we have opportunities to pass the ball forward, but don't take them and pass back. Is this because no one is shouting, taking charge to say the player with the ball has more time?
This happened mostly with Matt James, sometimes with Dobson, players that were not used to do that. So I think it's a matter of practicing and they getting used to it. And I don't think that they will be starters for too long, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point too. Like, yeah, at the moment, I think Matty James will start this weekend, but there is definitely a possibility in the very near future where he doesn't make the starting lineup.
Yeah.
It's possible.
I think that Dobson did well. He did better than Matt James in this situation. Even O'Connor did well when he played like in this position against Wellington Phoenix.
I wonder if O'Connor would do better, would be better suited playing in that role instead of in the back line, because it does seem like he struggled a little bit here recently in the back line. I think just a thought. I thought it didn't look all that terrific, so I do wonder if maybe you move him up and give him an opportunity. But we've been linked to some players too, so
yeah,
we get one in.
Yeah, I mean, look, and Josh did a couple of great shows this morning. He did, and there was something in there, the interview with Parky around Thomason having a slight thigh injury, so he definitely won't be in the starting lineup, I don't think, or the bench this weekend. And I think that, you know, there's lots. Do we want to move on to what we think our starting lineup will be this weekend?
Yeah. Only one last point that I forgot, a curious one. The 3 goals we conceded in the last match, the situation started, we had the ball, then we had how do we say in English? Here we say bola parada, when the ball is out of play. The ball was out of play, but we had the possession, like in 2 throw-ins and 1 free kick.
Okay.
And then we conceded, we lost possession. We struggle a lot in this last match in throw-ins. When we had the ball, we couldn't find situations out of throw-ins when we were pressured. Usually the ball was on dispute, and then we clear it and give it back to their defenders, or they steal the ball and then attack. So two of the 3 goals started in this situation from a throw-in that we had the possession. The other one was a counter-attack from a free kick. Okay.
Yeah. And I think in this, Steve Barton, thank you for that $5 super chat. I think we make Victor the gladiator.
Yeah.
I don't know how to fight. Only if it's a rap battle.
Your tactics will get you through.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
He's the general. He can be the general. How about that?
Yeah.
He can be the general. There we go.
What's
this? Elizabeth, I think, has another question too. Is there usually, let me pull it up. Is there usually one player that takes charge and tells others what to do on the pitch in real time, or do all the players shout instructions? If one, that would have to be someone central, right?
Yeah. It depends on the situation. Thomason, you mentioned Thomason in his last team on Bolton. He did it a lot. We can see a lot of situations where he's pointing or he's communicating with his teammates. Yeah, they need to communicate. We call this give the pass with information. So we'll pass to Matt James. You tell him where is the pressure is coming from. He needs to check his shoulders, but it's important to receive the pass with the information, and that's time, that's practice.
And a classic comment is man on, like man on, like so they have them because especially if they're directly behind them out of their peripheral vision, they know then that they have pressure coming from behind quickly. But good players are spatially aware of where their opposition is too. And you notice that with the great players, they always seem to have more time, and it's because they're so aware of what's going on around them. So they will make that half a step into the space. Yeah. I think that we want to look at, I mean, we're our 15 in, do we, here we go. What's this?
Yeah. No, you're talking about
starting lineup.
So, yeah, the starting lineup.
Okay, this is going to be interesting because I've got one up here too, so I'm going to be interested to see what you've got.
I go first?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. I would go with this.
I'm looking at my lineup up here and comparing it.
I don't know. Probably. I don't know if it's this or this. That's my doubt. Probably O'Connor there's room for O'Connor here. I don't know if he will play on Lewis Brunt role. Okay, not Danskar, Connor Cody, or if he would play on Matty James role, but that's that's where my question mark is. And I think that we would start with McLean because Kakachi, he did well, he tried a lot, but he lost most of the duels. He was a little he was so he was in a hurry in some situations, taking some decisions that were not so good. So in a difficult match like the one we'll have, I don't know if he's able to start, but if he feels well and Parkinson thinks that he's well, he would be my starter. Because of the experience, I would go with McLean, but we have the situations of Sugawara.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how well McLean will run after him.
And you would play like this 3-4-2-1 form. I mean, I know formations change through a match, but
yeah, because if with this starting lineup, we can even play the old way, like this, with the same players, or we can play the new way, like this, without changing the players.
Very quick.
You could defend in the one and then attack in the other. Probably this would be probably your more attacking formation. If we're on the ball and we're attacking, and then if you're defending, maybe it looks more like the old way of doing it. That's my opinion anyway.
Yeah, we were defending like this. So if the ball is here, these guys come up.
Yeah.
If the ball is here, we have the opposite. These guys come up. And these guys close the middle. And then all the back line, including McLean and Longman, they were like looking at the chases, the short chases and the long chases, sometimes too long. So we have a lot of adjustments, but we can see that the team is trying to prepare for something bigger. That's the championship.
Yeah,
this is so good
for sure.
I find this hilarious, Aaron, because I'll tell you what, Victor, drop this. Let's drop this screen out.
Okay,
I'm going to drop this screen out, and then
you got it.
I am going to bring up. You're going to love this. Window. Here we go. Okay, so Here we go. So this is the same lineup, except for I would have Kakache instead of McLean. My reasoning behind that is his speed. I love McLean defensively, and I think that if the game is still tied at the 65, 70-minute mark, I think Parky will go slightly more defensive this time away and try and get the draw. Maybe take Kakate off, bring McLean on. It depends. See that Sugihara and this format, like it's basically 3-5-1-1, 3-5-2, however, and it obviously alters. But also, I just want you to have a look there. I've actually named my 9 bench players up the top there.
Okay.
So you can see the bench.
I forgot about the bench.
And that just gives you. So it's interesting. That's who I would pick. That's not going to be the starting line. But what you'll notice in there is that there's 4 new players that 4 new signings, and the rest of the players. Oh, sorry, there is 5. No, 4, and the rest of them are still players from last year. So we still have 7 players on the pitch from last year. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7 players. And 4 of the new signings. And obviously Thomason's interested. So what do you think of that, boys? I mean, pick it apart.
Yeah, that's my starting lineup right there. You nailed it. I think for me, that's how I would go.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah, and then the bench was interesting for me.
This.
The bench was interesting for me. I'm happy with Ward or Burton as backup keeper. All 3 keepers are great in my eyes at the moment. Then the couple that came, like O'Connell, I like. Now you'll notice, Aaron, I haven't got Scar on the bench. Now the reason I didn't, and I'm a Scar fan over O'Connell, but only as a starter, because O'Connell I think can cover, also one of the other positions. He can cover Cody and he can cover Brundle Cleworth.
So in that early morning, the match that we didn't get to see over against Groningen, or I don't know if I said that right, but whatever that team is that we played in the morning match that we played him, he actually played on the right-hand side. Cody played in the middle and O'Connell played on the right. And if you remember in League 2, while Tozer was still playing, O'Connell was playing to the right of him also.
Was on the right. That's
so
right.
He's got experience playing as that wider, as the wider center back. Now, granted, he's probably not like the one you want there, but as a backup, he can do the job. You know what I mean?
And he's interesting. Like
McLean. Sorry.
You go, Victor.
He had some bad performances playing on the right side.
Yeah.
But he definitely can cover that.
Yeah. It's covered.
Yeah. And then you look at then I started to look at, it was interesting filling out the bench. The bench, the easy ones for me to pick on the bench were Ward. It wasn't that hard for me to pick O'Connell over Scar. Barnett was an easy pick. McLean was an easy pick. Then ironically, because of our current striking situation, Ashfield, Smith, and Moore were very easy picks for me. The ones that were trickier picks for me were Lee and O'Connor. In terms of the 9.
Only thing I would say that maybe I disagree with I don't think you need to do more. I think you go Marriott. I think Marriott's the obvious one there. I think Marriott probably covers.
Is Marriott ready to go? That was why I left him in.
Oh, yeah, maybe not. I guess that's true. Not. Yeah, maybe he's not ready. Okay, yeah. Fair. Yeah. That's fair. I forgot. He is now,
which is probably, to be fair, let's say Marriott's fully fit. I'd probably drop Ashfield and pick Marriott.
So, okay, now I'll tell you who it probably will end up. Well, no, it'll be, what am I thinking? More. It's definitely more. What am I thinking? Yeah. Of course it's more. What am I thinking? I'm out of my mind.
He's a great target up front.
I was thinking young players. I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was thinking completely wrong player. I wasn't thinking Kiefer.
Even in saying that, there's a good argument with this starting lineup to drop Hardy onto the bench and start more. But I think Moore could be playing a lot like Fletcher.
Yeah. I need to address something because somebody got really worked up today.
He did rip you a new one this morning.
He ripped me. I've got something for him. I've got to share something. Let me work on that. You guys can talk, and I'm just gonna hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up.
And everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah, everybody's entitled. I've got something for him though, and I just wanted to show everybody that
this is the parry from the thrust. This is
I just wanted no big deal.
Allow
I
me
just
to
want to show.
retort.
Yeah. So
Tell me what movie that's from.
Let me get in here and get it pulled up. I think everybody will appreciate this. I mean, some may not appreciate it as much, but I think it looks good. So that's how I feel about that, Josh.
Okay.
That is so good. How long did that take you, Aaron?
It did take me long. It was about 5 minutes after the show today. I sent him that. It obviously been giving me
Esteban. The line is, "Please allow me to retort."
Yeah,
and Dun, 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 dun. I'll give you a clue. He does some very violently graphic movies.
No, I like I said, what I was getting at today was I obviously thought O'Connell through the season was the better of the two, and I think Parkey agreed with that. That's why we saw O'Connell so much more than we saw Scar. Nothing personal against Scar. Everybody thinks I hate Scar. I don't hate him. I just think O'Connell's the better choice of the two for what we were trying to do. Here's the other thing too about him starting. Here's what worries me. He was on a Plymouth team that was not a good team, and they sold him. They sent him down the road. They didn't even want to play him. So that to me that's a red flag. If he was already in the championship.
You can say that about a lot of players. Like, we've signed players that have come from losing teams, and then we make the argument, was they're in a losing team, they're not getting the chance to shine.
Maybe, but I mean, I don't know. When you're in a losing team and you're giving up a lot of goals and you're the center back.
Yep. Esteban, you are right. It was Pulp Fiction. But see, even in my starting lineup, there's an argument for right now not starting Cody and actually starting Scar. Yeah. And still having O'Connell on the bench.
I see.
But I don't see that happening.
I can't. I can't.
You don't sign these guys. Now, in saying that, remember what we've signed players for, guys. I'm just going to give you a little rundown of some of the dollars in the team we're playing. Bazunu, 11.1 million. Ronnie Edwards, 5.9 million. Taylor Harwood-Bellis, 24.9 million. Nathan Wood, 4.1 million. Kwashi, 5.5. Bella Kocha, 7.6. Shay Charles, 13.3 million. Flynn Downs, 6.4 million. William Smallbone, 3.5 million. Yukinari Sagawara, 11.7 million. Mateus Fernandez, 20.2 million. Tyler Dipling, 28 million.
Hold on, I got some crazy lunatic calling me. What do you want? We're on a show.
Is Aaron there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, how you doing? This is Josh.
Hi, Josh. Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing out there?
No, I'm putting on the best damn podcast you've ever seen.
The best damn podcast of your life. You're making bad takes though.
There's no bad takes here. There's no bad takes. I was cleaning up your mess from today. You made a mess today, and I was cleaning it up.
Do you know anything about football?
There is not enough bounty clean in this fucking world to save up your mess. Put O'Connell in there, and then Ken trying to put Scar not even on the bench.
Ken had it right. Ken had it right.
He's got such a 6 to midnight for Asheville.
Get rid of him.
All right. Later, buddy.
But Steve Barton, $20. I want to see Paddy's face when he finds out Victor is replaced. Victor has not replaced Paddy. the stat man is statting, and there will be shows that they are going to be Paddy. Paddy is going to bring it. I can tell you now. And in saying that, the next show is Birmingham City v Ipswich watch along with the one, the only Paddy Power.
Absolutely. Yeah. The problem is, guys, sometimes timing is tough because it's like 2 or 3 in the morning right now.
It's about 3 in the morning for Paddy.
It's tough for him to do some of these shows. So he tries to get on for some of them, but sometimes it's pretty late for him. It works out for Ken because it's morning, and me and Victor because it's the in the afternoon or evening for us. But for Paddy, it's middle of the night, so it's tough for him sometimes.
So so this squad value of Southampton is ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing: we're going to see this a lot this year. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of teams like that.
But if you remember back to the start of the show with Mark, last season, 2 wins, 6 draws all season. So now, don't get me wrong, they were playing in the Premier League against some unbelievable football sides. But the one thing I will say is a winning mentality, which we have, at least allows us the opportunity to compete with a team like this, which has clearly got quality all over the pitch.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
more. I do want to cover this, boys, because I have a hot take on this, and I'd love your guys' opinion on this. Victor, what do you think about AOV v Ward? Who would you pick?
I really like Okonkwo. I would pick him, but Ward is asking for his position. I think that it will be a competition. If Okonkwo doesn't fit well, doesn't play well in the beginning, we'll have Ward. I would take off Okonkwo, replace Okonkwo with Ward without thinking if it is not well. But I would start with Okonkwo.
Aaron.
Yeah, I think I'll be honest. I haven't seen enough of Ward to be fair. He looked good. He looked fine, and he looked good. Looked solid in the preseason. To be fair, I did think there were times where Arthur looked a little shaky. I wonder though if that was because of his front line was kind of leaving him exposed a little bit. I don't think there were times where they didn't do him any favors. So I don't. Is it because it's preseason? He's still getting into the groove. Plus, the black line was still trying to get things figured out too. So it's tough to say. I think we'll go with AO. I think Phil will give him the chance in the championship to keep his spot. But if Ward if he struggles, it wouldn't surprise me. Maybe 4 or 5 games in, maybe we see Danny Ward. Now I'll tell you this. Now I do think Tuesday against I wouldn't be surprised at all if Tuesday against Hull City we see Danny Ward.
Yeah, probably.
Or Callum Burton for that matter.
Or Burton, yeah, that's true, and no doubt he possibly get. Because don't get me wrong, I thought Burton was going to push AO for that spot when he came in last season before he got injured. I thought he looked really good as far as a shot stopper. He was probably almost every bit as good as AO. And I think his distribution may have been a little better. It was good. I mean, he was good. He was solid. You do just worry about injuries with him. Apparently, after last year, he had a lot of time off. So,
I actually think in the preseason, AO was being very tentative, and I think he may have been worried about getting injured. I have no doubt right now, today, Danny Ward is better with the ball at his feet than AO.
Yeah.
No doubt. But I think you can't falter AO with his goal-stopping ability. He stopped some crackers, but neither can you for Danny Ward. But AO has earned the right to have first crack. Now, if he can step up and perform week on week on week, this can be the making of him to be a Premier League keeper.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, it can go the other way, because confidence is a terrible thing. It can go both ways. Yeah. So I'm happy for him to have the start. I would not be disappointed one bit if Danny Ward got the shirt.
Yeah.
And as you said, Okonkwo was really shaky in the preseason in some situations. Yeah.
Very. Parky, there you go. Mary laying down the smack. $10. I'd bet that Parky starts Macca over Kakache too early to start him. But
I don't totally disagree with that.
No, me either.
I that would not be surprised at all. For me though, I think you just throw Kakache in there. I think let's get him in there, get him playing.
You know what I mean? I think these players need to get in there. My reason for picking Kakache and these guys and getting them on the pitch is I want them to get the combinations going as early as possible because that's our best opportunity to then flourish and start to get wins on the board on a regular basis. And on a regular basis, I mean every other game. Hopefully, that would be fantastic. But yeah. So let's see how we go. I mean, boys, this has been an absolutely amazing first Tactical Fortitude show. I have loved it.
Good stuff. And we'll have more. Here's the thing. Me and Victor will get a better feel for each other. I'll know what he wants to see from me, and we'll be able to help each other out a little bit. So it'll be a little smoother too as we get going. Plus, we'll have games for him. He can, instead of picking through the preseason games, he's going to be able to go through, next week he'll go through the Southampton game and then possibly even the whole City game if he wants, if there's something in there he wants to grab. So he'll be able to give us a review of the game we just played and talk about it and see what we did and what went right, what went wrong, things like that. And then I'll do basically similar to what I did today. So yeah, it's just going to be a fun show, guys. I hope everybody likes it. Everybody make sure you get on it, hit the like button, share it out, so all your friends can see it. Let's get this show built up, make it big. And
if you can get 5 friends to subscribe and they can get 5 friends to subscribe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Exactly. It's like a pyramid scheme, basically. You guys get you get people, and then they get people, and then yeah,
I
like it.
Look, I think it has been amazing, boys. By this time tomorrow, we'll have already seen the first game of the championship.
Yes. Oh, exciting! I'm so excited.
Now we're going to get Victor in on the footy tipping. For sure.
Yes,
we're going to have some fun with this.
Yeah.
Now, we will all get our tips in for the weekend. But on top of that, the fans who are going to compete against us will miss the first game, the Birmingham v Ipswich game. So we won't count that in our scores. Because tomorrow is Paddy doing the watch-along. We might, depending on where everybody's at, hopefully do a members-only footy prediction straight after that sometime if people are available. And that's when we'll give everybody the opportunity then from that show to get their tips in for this weekend to play against us. And then they'll have they'll have 12 hours to get their tips in. But I'm going to throw it out there now, and I'll go first, so I'll take the pressure off you two boys. Birmingham v Ipswich. Let's have a look at. I'm just trying to remember who's at home.
Birmingham. It's at Birmingham.
Okay, Birmingham's going to win the league. I am tipping Birmingham to win 2-1. There we go. It's out there now. I'm going to put it out there just to put the pressure. John Merrill is going to love me sick. I'm putting it out there. My tip is going to be 2-1 Birmingham. What say you, boys?
Go ahead, Victor.
Okay, so I'll keep 2-1 Ipswich.
There you go. I guess fair.
I think that will be 1 goal difference.
Yeah. Could be.
Anyway.
Could go either way. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to ride the fence, and I'll take the 1-1. I'll take the 1-1.
There we go. There we go. So you heard it here first. I've got Birmingham winning the league, and I don't care. I do not wear a blue shirt under here. The only blue shirt you will see me wear all season is the Wrexham third kit.
Sure it is, Ken. Sure it is.
So I think this has been fantastic. We'll get the other boys' tips later. Paddy, John, I think it's going to be fantastic. So, boys, I think you two have done a fantastic job today. Everybody, if you didn't enjoy that, I don't know what more we can do because that was amazing. Thank you so much for your guys' insight. Steve Barton is into me again, another $10. I am not a Blues fan, and I'll tell you what, if it comes down late in the season and we're fighting Birmingham for an auto promotion or a playoff spot, you watch me start tipping against Birmingham like there's no tomorrow.
Ken wears blue skivvies.
Yep.
I love it, guys.
Josh 5-1 Birmingham, Reliable Express 2-2. So this is so funny. But don't forget, guys, next up, Paddy Power. It is literally, what's that? 19 hours away.
Here we go.
19 hours away, roughly, from the first game of the season. So I reckon, look, I think I'm going to do the get out of here today because I think you two boys have done so much work today. It has absolutely been amazing. I've been super impressed. I just can't believe what a great job the both of you have done. So, guys, everybody out there, don't forget, like and subscribe. Look forward to watching Paddy tomorrow on that bombshell. We will see you next time.